Welcome to Roboco. This is a new game that just released in early access on Steam on the 3rd of November. And as you can see by the graphic, by what the guy is doing, this is a game that is not trying to take itself too seriously, but to be honest, at the same time, it's a game that is a lot more complex than what it leads on. The game here is that you can build robots to serve the needs of those humans, those crazy humans you see on the screen. There is both a campaign that has a number of missions, as you can see over here, which will also serve to teach you really the game, and then you also have a sandbox mode. Before we dive in, I want to make clear that this is not a sponsored video, but I did get a free key from the developers to test this game, and that's why I'm showing it to you all. I don't know if the game is great or not. We're gonna discover it together, and you can decide if you want to buy it or not. So to do that, let's start just with the tutorial. We'll first open a group of assembled parts or construct over here, right? Right now I only have a few, and in the future, of course, you'll be able to develop tons more. And I think this is also definitely the type of game where, modders will have tons of fun. So anyway, let's just place a base for a robot. We can resize all of our parts, right? Let's put a head for a robot. Oh, this one, the kitty head. You can rotate, of course, to be able to put it exactly where you want, because physics are gonna be important in this game. This is not like I'm creating a robot that needs to fly. Then we're gonna put some wheels. Okay, let's put some wheels. So of course we should connect the wheels on the side. Okay, and now we can press space to activate a robot and see what happens. Now let's try to drive a robot. Oh, yeah, it's working pretty well. Oh. And let's return to editing, because I don't think we're finished. Power joints. Okay, I want to put something in the back. I can also turn this. One of the interesting things is, of course, that all of the motors that we have, right, you can change how fast they're going to turn, which direction they're going to be, those type of things. We can, of course, also repaint a robot as much as we want. And then, of course, as soon as you have your robot, you can start making a mess. So before we dive into the full campaign, let's go through the real tutorial, where they're going to show us the type of thing that you'll probably make mistake at the beginning. For example, the robot falls over before it reaches the goal because it has no balance. Because as I said, this game is actually a lot more complex than it leads on. The physics behind it is actually quite complex. Not that the game is complex itself, it seems actually that they're really doing a great job at making something very complex quite simple to grasp. So it's almost like a game I would see in a school, Maybe my daughter will have that game at school soon. But anyway, we have this robot, we're going into live, and you can see it's falling over right away because all of the weight is at the top. That's not good, right? So basically we want to take this weight here and put it towards the bottom. I mean, there's no reason to put it right at the bottom, to be honest. And now it probably will work, hopefully. It's gonna crash into this wall, but yeah, it's working. Yeah, so that's the first easy one. Okay, let's move on. But do remember, basically make sure that you have heavy weights at the bottom and not so much at the top. Then RPM, which is revolution per minute, which is basically sort of the speed that you're pushing through your wheels, to make it simple. We have a new robot here, quite small, quite close to the ground, and when it goes, it actually, it's trying to go this side, but it's actually going back because the speed is not enough. So we're going to increase that speed. Basically, we're going now into the properties of our different wheels, and we're just going to try to increase this. I mean, let's make it 100 for each. You don't really want them to go at different speed. That would make strange things. Basically, they wouldn't go straight, for example. But yeah, let's try. It's still not going, but it's taking more time. Let's try 200. Of course, it's not unlimited, right? You're gonna have like the power needed to increases. But yeah, now we're going in the front and we win. So basically make sure that you have enough RPM, link a bit to also your weight, right? Like if you have a huge weight, you may not advance. Moving on to the third one is motor size and torque. A robot can't lift the weight. Make the robot motor muscles more powerful. So we have a robot with 2 arms, right? And and he's not able to lift this for now. Let's see if we can give him a bit of strength. So basically we need to resize his muscle, and this is because, you know, the motor inside is gonna get bigger. So here I think that's what they're talking about. And again, this is because it's a motor. You can see the wheel over here. What I've just done is not just aesthetics, is I actually changed the motor itself. So yeah, it seems now he can carry it. Perfect. Moving on to the next one. So again, the learning here was that, you know, based on the weight that you want to push, that you want to lift, right, you need a motor that is on the right side. Now this robot spins in circle and doesn't drive straight. Look what's wrong. Okay. Okay, we have a pretty interesting one. He has his wheel over here and carrying a few things. He's trying to drive, I guess, and he's going in circle. Okay. So that is probably because of the wheels. And these ones are going this side. And these ones are also going this side. So that's wrong. We need to change that. Going into the properties, flip and flip. Then they do seem to all have the same RPM. Yeah, so probably that will fix it. Oh, wrong side. Sorry about that. Indeed, I missed that, you know, it wanted to go over there. So we need, you know, you can see that the road is going this side. That's wrong. It should be the other one. And then we turn these two back to the way they were. And now that should be fine. Easy peasy. Okay, next one, the robot drives off course. Look for what's wrong with the control and try to fix it. If you've already played the game and, you know, you hate it, you love it, don't hesitate to put in the comments below. Also, if I'm missing something, don't hesitate to share for everybody else who's watching the video. Let's see what's happening when we activate. Press W to drive. Okay. Oh, it's not going straight. Okay. Now we have access to the controls over here, right? So we can see the controls that we have, right? W is going forward, S is reverse. But this is not, you know, the game that programmed it. It's you. You choose what to program. I could create new ones. And in particular also, if we look at the W here, it's only those two wheels that doesn't work. We need all four wheels to go forward when we spin forwards. And when we go reverse, we need all wheels to go reverse. So we can also organize A and D, right, to go left and right if we are in trouble. So to go left, I would want the two right ones to go forward, right? And to go right, I would want the two left ones to go forward, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check it. So that's going left, that's going right, yes, and that's going back. Okay, so let's try it. Man, hopefully we just go straight. But in case we get in trouble, we can also turn. And done. So again, this is to show you that you actually decide how you want the controls to work. And therefore you can also make some super complex controls too. And the final one, resize the piston. The robot can't reach the key. Interesting. So here we have a piston, but I think something is wrong with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's not going far enough. Basically, it's not touching the space button there. So I guess we just need to extend it. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, not yet. Let's try again. Done. So it's cool mechanics, of course, you know, piston to increase size up or down. So we have completed all of those first tutorials, and with that I hope we're ready for the first mission, the sandwich server. Let's dive in. Sandwich server. We need to serve a sandwich with flair at Bistro Robo, one of the many simulated environments. We need to deliver a sandwich to the guest at table 6 without touching the table and deliver the sandwich upright. Okay. And apparently, obviously, I'm sure, you know, we're gonna get a score based on how fast we are and also maybe on how expensive a robot is. I guess, you know, the least expensive, the better. And it seems there's also some secrets to discover. Let's dive in. Okay, this is the guy. Target zone, table 6. He seems very hungry. As you can see, the visuals again are pretty, they're not taking themselves too seriously, which sometimes I really like in a game, especially a game like this, something super complex that they're trying to make pretty simple. Okay, so let's try to use everything we learned into creating this robot now. And we now have access to a lot more things. As you can see, they all have a different cost, they all have a different mass, right? So, I mean, let's go for, I guess, the cheapest. So we have this, we're gonna resize it now, right? We need something not too big, but also not too small. Then we're gonna need some wheels. Let's try the smallest one possible. I'm gonna put them at the outside, yeah. And then we can just test that. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Then what do we want? Well, we need to be able to grab the sandwich. I guess the sandwich is gonna fall there. We can actually try that to see. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna fall there, and then we need to deliver it over here, which means I think we need to get something like this, right? Like to be able to oh, so we have piston there, so we can go up, large. No, I probably need a small. It doesn't need, so that will enable me to go up, but that won't enable me to deliver it to the table, right? I probably need something, probably need one of these to turn. So maybe let's take again the smallest one, like this, and then put the piston on top of it. So, yeah, and then that doesn't look very pretty, to be honest, but I hope it will do the job. And then we need sort of a table, right? Like I want a table on top. Not a huge one, but not too small either. And it definitely shouldn't be too big, because otherwise we're gonna have problem in terms of, you know, the weight, right? The balance. But hopefully this one should work. Let's try it. So it doesn't seem we have a problem of balance. That's something. Now let's see if we can use those controls over here, right? Because we want to lift, for example, or to lower, yeah. And how do we use a piston? Like this, yeah. Not sure that's high enough, but let's try it. We want to go forward. Stop there. Yes, got it. Then go all the way over here. Our speed is not so high. We could have increased maybe our RPM a bit to gain some time. But anyway, we're getting closer. We don't want to touch it, huh? Let's be careful. Then we need to go up. So to lift, we said it was U. I think that's the maximum. Let's go a bit closer. I think we're gonna touch the table though. I have to be careful. And then we go like this, lower it. And then if I reverse, yes, perfect. Okay, we could have done a bit better, I think, but it works. It works, and pretty cheap. I don't know if our time is good. We're gonna have to check that. We gained some points. I mean, this is my first time doing it, so. But yeah, oh, we got exactly the number of points for 3 stars. So I guess we can do better, but this is already something. We can name a robot. So this is, of course, Strat Robot. And under description is like amazing. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, you can see, I mean, this was the first mission, right? We got all of this. There was also some secret, no? What was those secrets that we're talking about at the beginning? We've now unlocked many new challenges. We didn't find the secrets. I don't know what those secrets are, but I guess was finding out. And then here you see we have some new ones, right? We have 2 new missions and also some new tutorials, which I guess will help us get those missions. And again, then you can also play in the sandbox, and in the sandbox you can even code your robots, I think, to automate them and those type of things. So again, this game has a lot more depth than it seems at first glance. So don't hesitate to check it out. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments, particularly if you just want me to try to do the rest of the campaign, do tell me in the comments and maybe I'll do it. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time.